Hello theater addicts, my name is Karen and I'm here to review Gametes by Rebecca DeRasp here at False Creek Gym as part of the 2018 Vancouver Fringe Festival. Rebecca DeRasp, my understanding, is a veteran playwright as well as screenwriter, and this French production of Gametes actually won Montreal Critics Prize for Best New Play in 2016 and 17. This production is actually a dramatic reading as opposed to a full-fledged production. It's also a part of the Advanced Theatre New Works by Diverse Women and is the English version, translated and directed by Leanna Brody. Noted as funny, poetic, and shocking, it does have a sexual content and coarse language warning and is for 18 plus. It explores the relationship between women, the challenges they might face. Specifically, this is around reproduction. I suspect we've probably got one woman who is having challenges with pregnancy, with probably topics such as adoption, fertility, in vitro, those sorts of things I expect. As far as the challenges amongst friends, could be that one of them is having challenges and the other doesn't. Something that I think many of us women have experienced or face amongst our friend set. So I'm really interested to see how she explores this. The fact that it's funny and shocking, I think, is going to be interesting. And I want to see what if Leanna Brody manages to maintain the caliber of the production, being that this is indeed an award-winning show. It's pretty amazing how intense just a reading can be. I've never really attended a reading before, and so for me it was something that was going to be unique, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about it. But I found it really allowed us to focus on the material itself, which is very complex. So it was kind of nice to just be able to dive into the content. The reading itself didn't go without a few hiccups. However, my understanding is that they've only had the material for a day. So really the only struggle was some mix-up with some pages and a couple of lines at the beginning. But overall it was done quite well and very dramatic. They even did some parts in unison that were done very, very well, especially finding out afterwards that they only had a day with the material. The other part that I thought was interesting, because they did have a bit of a talkback with the playwright and the translator/director and the performers after the fact, was the challenges that the translator had to make sure that nothing got lost in translation. Again, some very difficult material, and so trying to translate that, not just in language, but as far as meaning and intensity from one language to the other was definitely a challenge, and I could see why, because the word selection would be a big deal for this, just because of the type of material that is indeed covered. So the play itself is really laid out in a discussion between two friends, and then throughout it there's interruptions of flashbacks to memories between the two women as they were growing up. And the flashbacks are usually related to situations that form the opinions and the type of people that they've become to that day, and where their opinions are coming from. Opinions become a major part of this content. What people think, why they think them, how they think them, and how they become a part of who people become and formulate really how people evolve. It's interesting that they say that this play is about friendship, as I feel like it's so much more. And indeed, at the end, I do feel like it does come back to the question about friendship and what it means to be a true friend, and the acceptance of friends' decisions, despite whether or not you agree with them, and just really truly being there to support them is what a friend is. However, to get there, the journey that you go on is amazing, as far as the thought process and the items that they take you through. It really focuses on what achievement and fulfillment means for women in today's society, and different people's interpretation of what that means. And at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to the individual. However, there's also the question raised as to, is there some sort of expectation or pressure on women in what fulfillment should be to them, based upon all the struggles that we deal with in today's society with gender roles and equality. So it definitely is thought-provoking and addresses the struggle that women face and that friends face and friends who are women face. So they do touch on a number of topics, again, specifically topics unique to women. Well, not unique to women, but women issues. So things such as abortion. They talk about Down syndrome. They mention things such as suicide, consent, sex, again, sexual content, menstruation. Again, a lot of women topics. However, with that being said, I think this is also a play for men to attend, because I don't want to say any of these topics are really just unique to us women. Men deal with these things alongside of all of us as well. I think it's some good insight for men as well as to some of the struggles that women do go through. Men are mentioned throughout, and their role in the formulation of thoughts and ideas around expectations of women in today's society. So overall, very intense, covered a lot of material. At the end, in the talkback, the audience was asked to shout out words that they felt or thought throughout the whole production, and there was words such as nauseous, real, shocking. However, there was also funny, thought-provoking. So, again, a lot of materials, a lot of mixed reactions, but I'm really excited to see the full production when it comes together. And in a summary as to what this is really about is what it means to be a woman and what it means to be a friend. And I think those two things really sum this up. In summary, I would say what this play is about is really what it is to be a woman and what it is to be a friend. And so again, I think it's great for both men and women alike. And I think it's something that people should watch out for. And hopefully we get to see it here in Vancouver in the near future. If you have seen this or any other Fringe productions, we'd love to get your take on them. So please do put your comments down below. And also don't forget to subscribe to Theatre Addict's YouTube channel, as well as check the website regularly for updates on reviews and interviews.